May 1st, the Indian Army says a Pakistani border action team crossed the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir and killed 2 Indian soldiers and then mutilated their bodies. This immediately led to a worsening of the tensions between India and Pakistan, and there was a fresh war of words between the two sides. Pakistan has already denied that it was involved in the mutilation of these 2 soldiers, and there has been a contact between the Directors General of Military Operations of the 2 sides on May 2nd. But it's interesting to look back at something that happened last week and to discuss whether these 2 events are related. Last week, in fact, just 4 days before the Indian soldiers were killed and mutilated, Indian businessman Sajjan Jindal flew into Rawalpindi and then traveled to Murree, a resort near Islamabad, for a meeting with Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. There is some speculation that this was some sort of a back channel contact. What do you think, Vinod?
Yeah, actually these back channel contacts, or what we call track 2 diplomacy, has been happening in the past also. But the question is that whether this mutilation of the bodies of Indian soldiers is coming at a time when there is this back channel contact, and whether it is an attempt to thwart any attempt at peace. So do you think that in the past also this army has intervened in some violent way to thwart peace?
Well, yeah, I mean, there have been instances of Indian soldiers being killed and mutilated in the past, but they were not linked to any back channel contact or anything. But yes, as you pointed out, the Pakistan army does have a sort of a history of taking actions that would in some way or the other lead to the breakdown of any sort of contact that has been initiated. There was a lot of discussion that possibly this contact between Mr. Sajjan Jindal and Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was aimed in some way at arranging a meeting between Nawaz Sharif and Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the sidelines of the SCO summit in Astana in June.
Shanghai Cooperation
Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now, the whole idea that this action by the Pakistani army on the LOC comes just 4 days after Mr. Jindal went to Pakistan. It has led to a lot of doubts, and that is the reason why people are looking at the past history of the Pakistan army, also taking this sort of action in the past to kind of scupper any contacts or any dialogue between the 2 countries.
I think the incident happens at a time when Pakistan army itself is in some sort of a tussle with the government of Nawaz Sharif on a number of issues. So do you think that they are trying to attack Indian soldiers across the line of control, etc., to tell Nawaz Sharif that, look, don't even think about going back to some sort of peace process with India?
Yeah, well, I mean, a number of times when Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has taken steps to improve relations with India. I mean, when Prime Minister Modi went to Lahore to meet him, and then immediately after that there was a Pathankot attack, which has been blamed on Jaish-e-Mohammed, which is a group that has long-standing links with the Pakistani military establishment. So this is something that is not new.
But the army seems to be not very keen to have good relations with India when it comes in the larger context of the Kashmir issue.
Well, I mean, anything that kind of gives the Pakistan army a reason to say that, look, we have an enemy and we need to keep spending on defense, and the army has to have a preeminent role. That is to the Pakistan army's benefit, and that is the reason why they will keep on harping on issues like Kashmir. And that is why you have had in the past Pakistani army chiefs saying that Kashmir is the jugular vein of Pakistan. So, and also, this whole action on the LOC and the killing of the 2 Indian soldiers, it came just a day after the Pakistan army chief visited that area along the LOC. So a lot of people are, kind of putting 2 and 2 together and, drawing all sorts of conclusions.
Thanks for watching. This was a quick take on the killing of 2 Indian soldiers along the line of control in the larger context of the burning issue in Kashmir, as well as the domestic politics and the tussle between the army and the government of Nawaz Sharif in Pakistan.